Hello YouTube, Sparrow Rose Jones, the Autistic Nomad here. I'm in Maryland and I'm camping. I had a campfire last night. I'm planning on having another one tonight, and then I head up to Pennsylvania for the Autistic Community Conference, where I'm going to be talking about sleep issues, specifically circadian rhythm issues in autism. This week I wanted to talk about I've been seeing articles and videos from people who say that if you have a roof over your head and running water and you aren't going to bed hungry, that you have no reason to complain and no excuse for being unhappy. And I would like to speak against that message, because I feel like that's a message of shame. People who are unhappy aren't choosing to be unhappy. You can't blame someone for being unhappy just because they have running water. That's no good. I wanted to talk about an article my friend Chris Starfire sent to me, and I'm putting a link down in the info box. Chris makes just terrific cat toys and buttons, and you really should check that out, so you'll be able to with the link down there. And I'm also putting a link to the article, which was about the neuroscience that underpins happiness philosophy. In particular, they drew a lot from a book called The Upward Spiral, which I was impressed enough with what was said in the article that I bought a copy of the book, and I'm going to be going through that now. But particularly in reference to this idea of shaming people, saying that you don't have a right to be unhappy, you don't have a right to complain. The article said that it is important to label negative feelings. They did an fMRI study, that's functional magnetic resonance imaging, where they look at what parts of your brain are firing, and they showed people pictures that evoked negative emotions, and they looked at their brains and saw that the regions of their brain, particularly in the amygdala, that pertain to those emotions were firing. The people viewing these images were experiencing those negative emotions that were being described by the images they were looking at. Then the researchers asked the study subjects to name that negative emotion in just 2 or 3 simple words, in an evocative way, to use metaphor if needed. You know, this makes me feel like hitting something, or this makes me really angry, this makes me feel the way I felt when I was really embarrassed one time, whatever. And when they put words to that feeling, it lowered the reactivity in their amygdala. Yes, I am looking off notes. It lowered the reactivity in their amygdala. It actually helped to clear out that negative emotion, to name it. And what that reminded me of is a book by Ursula K. Le Guin called Wizard of Earthsea. And the main character, I'll try not to give too many spoilers because it's a great book. It's very Jungian, and it's an epic. It's an epic tale of Ged, who became Sparrowhawk, who became a wizard. And in the book, Ged is pursued by this terrible shadow, and it's frightening, and Ged runs from it. And he spends a lot of the book running away from this terrifying shadow. And when he finally turns around and names it, it loses its power, and it goes away. And that's not just a fable. That, according to this research, that is how our brains work. When you are pursued by a shadow, whether it's anger, anxiety, depression, don't listen to the people that try to shame you into suppressing it. There was another study mentioned in the article where people tried to suppress negative emotions, and it just made things worse. Their limbic system was still reacting, And even though they might subjectively say, oh, I'm feeling just fine now, underneath it all of the damage that comes from stress was still happening to them. So don't suppress your negative emotions. Don't feel shamed into thinking you have to pretend to be happy, or just name them. Identify them, sit with them, and name them. Own your difficult emotions. And the article had some ideas for how to move from that point forward. They talked about gratitude, and it resonated a lot with me. I know there's a lot of people that are down on the idea of gratitude, and I tried keeping a gratitude list in my journal, and I didn't do very well, because when I wake up in the morning, the only thing I'm grateful for is, well, I woke up and I had a great sleep, and that's about it. I don't really have things to reflect on being grateful about till the end of the day. But by the end of the day, I'm so exhausted that there's no way I can fit some end of the day anything into my routine. So I'm lousy at keeping a gratitude list, but I do like right this minute. I'm surrounded by beautiful trees, and it's the first day of autumn, so a lot of these trees have orange leaves on them, and the sun is shining through them, beautiful, just this bright green backlighting. It's a gorgeous day. I've got my fire pit next to me. I'm going to have another. I can light a fire. That's an amazing skill. Yeah, can you light a fire? I'm sure a lot of you can, but those of you who can't, could you light a fire? It's becoming a lost art, skill, survival, whatever. I'm grateful that I can. It wasn't easy. I'm still not very good at it, but I'm really grateful that I can light a campfire. And that helps you to heal from those negative emotions that you've named and helped to remove. And then also they talk about making a decision. And they say all of the actions that have benefit for you, say for example exercise. Exercise has a lot of benefit. But a study found that when you're forced to do something that has benefit, you actually don't get the benefit that comes from it. If you're forced to exercise, you may build muscles, you may build cardiovascular stamina, but those emotional benefits don't come when you're forced to do it. So making a decision, if you make a choice, also there's sort of once you make a decision, there's a lot of anxiety and worry that you can let go of. You can worry about new things, did you make the right decision, but a lot of that worry that comes before a decision can go away once you decide, okay, this is my course of action, and this is my plan B if that doesn't work. I hope this is helpful in some way, and not patronizing. I don't want to be patronizing. I know a lot of people say that people who talk about happiness act like it's so easy and just do it, reach out and grab it, and it's really patronizing, and it's really ableist and short-sighted. And these are things I don't want to be. If you feel that way about happiness gurus, I'm right there with you. I've been disgusted by a lot of just super Pollyanna peppy, and I'm trying not to do that to you, because I respect you, and I love you, and I want you to love yourself. So own your negative emotions. It's okay. Don't be ashamed of them. It's okay. I have them too. Name them. It helps. There's science backing it up. It actually helps to just own them and name them. Have a great day. And if you like this message, you can click subscribe below. You can support the Autistic Happiness Project, which is supporting me expanding this message. I want to get better filming equipment and talk to other people about their happiness and about ways that they help autistic people to be more happy. And have a great day. I love you. Love yourself.